This episode is for all of you out there who want something more and who have been trying really hard at trying to figure out what that thing is. But it's been years since you started to get that feeling in your belly that something needed to change, that something had to be different. And yet, here we are. Still nothing has changed. Still, you're not moving towards your goals. It doesn't matter whatever you try, you keep failing, you keep falling on your face, you try it, you leave it, you drop it, you forget about it, then things are fine again, and then you remember it again. This is for you if you feel like you're stuck in wishing and hoping. And even when you try, even when you feel like you give it your best try, things are still not moving. This is for you, because I actually don't believe that there's anything I can actually say that will get you to move towards your goals right now. But there may be a chance that I could introduce you to a completely new universe, a universe where you're actually getting these things done, and it just feels like second nature. It doesn't even feel like you're trying hard. I will explain what I mean. If you're stuck, this episode is for you. My name is Coveney. I am a marketing strategist, business coach, and podcaster. And this is the Superhumans podcast, where I interview the top success stories out there to humanize their success, to show you that you don't need superhuman abilities in order to become a superhuman being. And I love to interview people in a way that you would, in a way that you feel like you're sitting right there asking them all the questions that you want. And those episodes are on Tuesdays. You just stumbled upon a Thursday episode. And by the way, I'm totally shooting myself in the foot by saying it's Thursdays. Maybe one day I'll change it to Fridays. Right now it's Thursdays, right? It's a second episode that I launch every week where I get to just sit down and help you get to that next level. Could be that next level of thinking, could be in your business, it could be in your life. And today, I kept thinking about that person who wants to do more. They're just really stuck in the how, and they're really stuck in changing their circumstances. So I remember being that person. I remember being in a corporate job. That, by the way, it's not like I didn't like my job. I was good at my job. It was okay. But I had this inkling that there was something more, that there was something else waiting for me on the other side of the wall, but I didn't know what that was. It's almost like if you had been born in a room with no windows, and all you know is this room with no windows. All you know is these four walls, and whatever is inside, it's inside those four walls. And you keep telling yourself, I know there's something else outside of this room, and I want to know what it is, and I want to get there. But no matter how hard you try, there's nothing inside this room that is helping you get out of the room. All of the comforts that you have inside this room are specifically designed to keep you in this room, to keep you comfortable in the discomfort of this room. You have your little kitchen, you have your little bed, you have your little table, right? You may even have a little bit of sunshine coming in through the ceiling, right? Coming in through the roof. But there's nothing inside that is helping you figure out what is on the other side. All you have is your imagination. That was me. In my 20s, I knew that there was something else, but I didn't have any examples. I didn't have anybody showing me what outside looked like. All I had was this corporate life that my parents lived, that I studied really hard in college to get to, that I was working really hard to keep, really hard to get promoted in. But I knew there was an outside of this room. And it wasn't until a complete random event happened that got me to drill a hole in one of those walls and peek at what was on the other side. And what I saw just completely changed my universe. My little box universe was completely different after that moment. Now, for you, it may be something else. For me, it was discovering somebody who had a podcast, somebody who was talking about having her own business, somebody who didn't work for anybody else, somebody who was just using the internet and the power of audiences in order to sell products that she created herself from her head and make money that way. When I discovered that that was a thing, that that was within the realm of possibility for me, I had to get out of the room, but I still didn't know how. I still had no idea how. I did buy a couple of her courses, but it still took me an entire year even to try to create something that was in her courses, because all this concept of online marketing was so foreign to me. So that's just my example of getting to peek at what is happening outside. And I'm very curious to know what is yours. When you say that you're trapped right now and that you want to be on the outside, how do you know that there is an outside? Do you have any examples that you can follow? Anybody else who's showing you that this is possible, right? I try my best at showing that to my audience, to let them know, listen, you can make money selling coaching programs. You can make money selling courses, right? Things that are in your head. I was a project manager in corporate and I spent a lot of time documenting things for other people. It's exactly the same thing to create a course. It's just all documentation. So what is it that is keeping you down? What is keeping you from seeing what is on the other side and actually carving out a door in your room and walking through it? So I know some people right now who are actually very aware of what's outside, but they don't want to go through the door because they are comfortable in their discomfort, because they believe that the only way out of the little room is to fix whatever is wrong right now, right? They have an excuse, a perfect excuse in your brain as to why they're not making the next step. It could be because, I don't have time. It could be because I don't have money. It could be because my kids take up all of my time. It could be because my full-time job takes up all of my time. They're very comfortable in their discomfort. How many people out there have a full-time job and then they carve out an hour to do whatever, to play Candy Crush? Is that a thing anymore? That is so 2010, right? To play a silly computer game, to browse for hours on end on Reels and TikTok, right? Time exists. Time is right there ready for you to take it. What is the reason you're choosing not to use that time for something else? That is where mindset coaches come in, by the way. There are people who are solely dedicated to help you get unstuck, to figure out why you're not dedicating time and effort into the things that you really want to do, why you're not setting better boundaries at work, right? I know so many people on this boat. They refuse to set boundaries at work. They feel like it's going to make them look like they're not a team player, and they start sacrificing their own health and sacrificing their own dreams to serve somebody else. When in reality, you do have the ability to be a little bit more human at work, right? To take better care of yourself, to drink more water, to go for walks. Like, you have full power to do that. But right now, most of us are living in a world where we feel like we are trapped, whether we have constraints all around us. So I wanted to introduce you to the concept of fixing things versus creating a new reality. If I asked you to fix your current situation, that sounds really hard, because you're not just going to quit your job tomorrow just because, I heard this podcast and this Ina woman said I needed to change things. I'm going to go quit my job. That's not going to happen, right? Fixing your current situation. When I ask you, like, okay, what would fix it? You would probably go through a list like, well, I can wake up earlier. I can set better boundaries at work. I could quit my job. I could, like, all of these list of things, and all of them are going to sound super uncomfortable. But what if we didn't have to fix anything? What if it wasn't about taking your current reality and trying to fix it? which sounds like there's something wrong with it. What if we just decided to just create a new reality? To say goodbye, old reality, and just create a new stage for ourselves. To say, I am not here to fix anything. And by the way, this is all a mindset game. I am not here to fix my life. I'm not here to fix whatever is wrong with it. I am here to carve a path that is going to take me to my ultimate happiness. What would that look like? So instead of looking at the things you need to fix right now, which who knows if they're actually going to help you reach your dreams or not, who knows? What if you just started from the dream itself and you said, by this time next year, I would like to be quitting my job. And for that to happen, or by the way, insert anything in there that appeals to you, right? Maybe if you already have a business full time and things are just not working right now, you're just not making enough money. A year from now, I would like to be making 6 figures in my business. And what does that mean, by the way? Does that mean profit? Does that mean take-home pay? Does that mean revenue? Like, be specific. By this time next year, I would like my income, my revenue in my business to be $10,000 a month. All right? That's what I want by this time next year. Okay, great. We're in the end of the year right now. We have an entire year that we can plan for. What are we going to do with it? So think about, where would those $10,000 a month come from? Is this one-on-one support? Is this consulting? Is this course creation? Where would that come from? And by the way, dream with it. Don't give me realistic things that you don't like. Because what's the point of dreaming if you're just going to tell me things that you don't even want to do, right? So if you're thinking, well, $10,000 a month, for me to make $10,000 a month, that means that I would have to do consulting. But I don't want to do consulting. Then don't do consulting. Where would $10,000 a month come from? If you were doing exactly what you wanted. If you were just creating content for social media, if that's what strikes your fancy. If you were just going out there and teaching, doing workshops, speaking on stage, right? Is that where you want the money to come from? What really, really tickles your fancy? What can you do that would make you the $10,000 a month? And then say, if I want to get there by the end of next year, what are some things, some milestones that I can put in throughout the year that will tell me that I'm on my way? Maybe my first step, if I wanted to make $10,000 a month speaking, is I need to start applying for some places to speak. Because those places fill up. You know what I mean? Like, there's a conference right now in February. Forget about trying to speak there. They already closed the speakers. But maybe there's another conference in March that is still looking. So if you want to be making money with speaking, start applying now. Start looking for deadlines now. Start putting those conference deadlines on your calendar and start applying. Just do it. Just apply. After you apply and you get accepted, then you'll worry about how to get there. Then you'll worry about what you're going to talk about and what the talk should be. Don't go and create a talk that nobody has asked you for, right? Start simple. Start with your milestones, okay? This is like planning for the next year, right? Where do you want the money to come from? And start working backwards. What should you be doing right now? And all of this is not to fix where you are right now. It's not to quit your job. It's not to delegate children activities to somebody else. It's none of that. We're not fixing anything. But we're going to be creating a brand new reality. And that is going to come with new goals, new tasks, new things to do that are way more exciting than just browsing TikTok for an hour every night. So, like I said in the beginning, you may be very comfortable in your discomfort right now because it's really hard to fix. There's nothing I can do that is going to make you quit your job or not have to make kid breakfast every day. Like there's nothing I can do to change your current reality. But what I want to inject in you is this ability to dream, to look at a year from now. What would that look like? How much money are you making? What are you doing with that money? Are you going on vacations? Did you redecorate your office? Did you redecorate your house? Did you do a new addition to your house? Did you get yourself a new car? You needed a new car, right? What are you doing with that money? I'm smiling right now, just dreaming of what would happen if you did all the right things to create that new reality and you started now. You're not going to give yourself 3 months to get there. You're not going to give yourself 2 weeks to get your act together. No, it's not about that. You have an entire year to make your reality happen. There is no rush. There's only your dreams and the steps to get there. And if there's anybody who can put that together, it's you. All right? So I can't wait to see what you come up with. And please, if you're listening to this, can you please send me a DM right now and just tell me, what is the dream that you want to happen a year from now, and what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? I want you to DM that to me. I'm at Ina Coveney on Instagram. I'm also putting the link below. You don't have to memorize it because, spelling Coveney is a little bit tricky. It actually does end in EY, and Ina is INA. So it's hard. My name is hard. Just click on the link, send me a DM and tell me, Ina, I heard your episode. This is my dream for next year, and this is what I feel like my next step is. I want to hear it because my goal with these lesson episodes is to start moving the needle for you. So remember, don't try to fix your current situation. Don't try to fix anything. Imagine a new reality a year from now and find out what are some things that you could be doing right now that are going to help you get there. I believe in you. I know that you got this. I know that you can do this. And I can't wait to see your DMs. Thank you so much for listening. Please make sure to like and follow and subscribe so you don't miss another episode of this Superhumans podcast.